Hey guys, welcome back to the Past That podcast, and today I want to talk about a topic that's been on my mind for quite a while lately, and it's about managing emotions. And before I go into any depth about things, I just want to have a disclaimer that I'm not telling you how to live your life, not saying that anyone should think this way or should do this or anything like that. I'm just saying what works for me and the things that I like to do whenever I'm in a tough situation. That there's no such thing as a bad day, only bad moments. Even in horrible situations, they're just that, situations. And now there's a lot of situations really twist our mind, but in everyday life, at least the things that I'm dealing with, there's sometimes a lot of little annoyances, like a coworker getting mad. If they happen repeatedly, when look back at, you're like, oh, today was just a horrible day. But no. What went good that day? Always going to be one thing. There's always going to be something in that day that's good. Even if it's just like, I had a good breakfast. Or you know what? The weather was good today. So basic. But like, it doesn't matter how basic it is. Okay, something bad happens. And we sit in that pain for a while. And we keep thinking about it. And it makes the rest of the day a lot harder to deal with. But what benefit is there? You do have a choice on the actions that you do. Most of the time, we can control our behavior. And controlling our actions can alter the way we feel about things. Just because I'm in an emotional state doesn't mean that I can't still do what I planned for that day. And there's so many times where I'm not in an optimal mood and I'm not like ready for work and I'm not excited and I go off the schedule and I mess it up. And it's something that I really want to practice on more and more because I think it's crucial to separate emotions from yourself. When those emotions are pulling us away from what we want to do, I think it's really valuable to set them aside. And that does not mean bottling them up. That does not mean pushing it away and ignoring them. That means saying, I feel really bad right now. I am just want to cry. However, I still want to get this stuff done. Even if it's really hard, I know that if I'm working on something, that I'm going to feel less bad than if I keep thinking about how bad I feel. And something else that I found really helpful to get through these situations is, especially if you're really interested into self-improvement and self-help, then there's a lot of things hearing about how you should manage your emotions, not let it get to you, and not worry about the small things. And then when something does happen, and then we do stress about it, and it's only something really tiny, like someone just says something rude to us in public, not getting mad at ourselves for being mad. Because I remember I was in gym class, and I was playing basketball. Okay, keep in mind, I wasn't a high-level player, okay? These other guys were pretty good. So they're talking trash on the court, and that's just how it is. But these guys were being like, really annoying. Just being like, anyways. Long story short, at the end of the class, I just got really angry at this guy. And then I was thinking about myself. I'm like, I don't even like this guy. Like, why do I care what he thinks? And then I got mad at myself for getting mad. And then I got even more angry about getting angry. And then I just go down this spiral where I'm just furious. I'm not even furious at the guy anymore. I'm furious at myself because I'm not able to push that emotion aside and keep going. And that's where I have to stop and think. I'd be like, okay, why am I mad at him? Like, well, he was being pretty rude. Okay, now why are we mad at ourselves? Because I should be able to handle these emotions. I shouldn't just be so weak and let it get to me. Okay, but feeling sorry for ourselves, how does that get me any closer to my goals? It doesn't. Feeling sorry for myself and getting mad at myself for not being optimal or not being the best has never given me any positive returns. And there is a difference between having a high standard for yourself and beating yourself up because you didn't live up to the unrealistic expectation of this perfect being. This is probably something a lot of people who are really talented struggle with because they set themselves at such a high bar and they have to meet that. And then anything but their best is failure. And that's where it's hard, where those lines mix up, okay, where they cross. Because at one side, you want to have a high enough standard for yourself to keep pushing and never give up until you get something that actually works, okay? Like, let's say for any sport at all, you just gotta keep pushing it and train harder than anyone else so then you can be at the top, no matter how hard it is. But then on the other side, if something happens and we get a setback, an obstacle, not getting mad at ourselves for taking off the gas, realizing that long term it's going to be better. And it hurts so much to say that because it feels like giving up. Sometimes when you have to let off something just so you can focus on something else more. You start a relationship. You're sacrificing sleep so you can focus on building that connection a little bit more. And these sacrifices and trade-offs happen all around. And I hate to use the word balance, but finding the right time and the right attention to put your energy into is crucial. But what I mean by this, always knowing what is the most important thing to put my energy in right now. What do I care about the most? And let's say if there's something that it's hard to say, should I even care about this? Maybe I shouldn't be caring about this. Then I ask myself, okay, 5 years later down the road, am I still going to care about this? If the answer is yes, then I could probably care about it now. Here's the tough thing when it comes to self-improvement. When we look at really successful people, they're usually overly insecure about not being enough. And they fear being just below or just average or anything but the best. And I want to get to the top right there, just metaphorically. We want to push ourselves as much as I can. I want to push myself as much as I can go. Although I don't want to be insecure all the time either. And it's like, okay, well, you can't have the best of both worlds. Can't have everything. So you have to choose which problems do you want. Do you want the problem of being too insecure but also winning more? Or do you want the problem of being less insecure but losing? And which problems are easier to handle, or which problems are the ones that you're willing to handle more? Which ones has the least regret? And it's so hard to find that balance. It's like, okay, wait, so why can't I win but also be happy with myself? Do those don't align? Well, I think they can. I know they can. They have to. I'm not going to beat myself up for not doing enough, but I'm going to work as hard as I can from now on. It's just like, it doesn't matter what happened then. All that matters is what I'm doing now and how that leads to what I'm doing later. Another thing I was thinking about whenever we're having a tough day. I'm like, okay, I'm just feeling bad, but there's nothing happened. Like today was a decent day and I'm going to go do things that I like to do. But I just didn't feel good about it. And then I sat there and I'm like, well, I don't have to be happy. And then I thought again, I'm like, well, I don't have to be sad either. And I know it's not just a switch that we can't just control. However, I think it's something that we can train. And I think it's a skill that we can build. Everyone around you is just a little bit happier when you are. And things get easier. And when I'm happy, I get more work done. And I'm more creative. And I have better ideas flowing. So I'm like, all that upside for just putting in a little bit of effort to push myself to be there and not faking it, right? We're not putting on a mask. So little tricks that I do when I'm feeling down and there's not much of a reason to it, just smile. There's no one around, it doesn't matter, just smile. Just keep smiling, just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm feeling good. It's a good day. And then just like, get yourself, I'm excited. And just say that, even if you're just dreading whatever you want to do, just say, I'm excited. I'm really excited for what I'm going to work on. Because I know that what I'm going to do, I'm going to do good. What I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do good. I'm going to do great. I'm going to do amazing. Whatever the next task is in my day, I'm going to crush it. And then you get hyped up, right? I don't know, maybe that's just me and that might not be any of you guys. But whenever I tell myself when I'm like down, I'm like, okay, I want to win. And nothing gets me more riled up than the thought of wanting to win and just pushing so hard. Because if I lose, it is not because I tried my best. It is because I didn't give it my all. And there is going to be times where I will lose. And I did give it my everything. It just hasn't happened yet. And that sounds cocky, but I'm saying I haven't came to the end of the day and been like, I have nothing left to work on. I haven't been fully exhausted. I want to push myself enough that at the end, I'm just like, I gave it everything. I gave it everything I had. And I just want that so bad. Yet I keep pushing away from it. Because as soon as it gets tough, it's like, oh, painful, discomfort. Let's take a little break. No. And then this is where it gets annoying. It's like, I want to push myself so hard, yet I also want to do all these things that are relaxing. But if I want to push myself, I have to constantly prioritize that discomfort, and I'm not doing it. And if you guys are in this situation right now, and you want to push yourself farther than you are, because you know for a fact that you can do more, then make it a promise to yourself. Just one little thing. And little things that I like to do that help I say, okay, I know I'm not pushing myself to the max, but every single day, we do one more thing. Tomorrow, when I feel like I don't want to work anymore, I'm just gonna do 10 more minutes. The next day, when I feel like I don't want to work anymore, I could do 20 more minutes, so on and so forth. And I know it's not as simple as this. Obviously, there's things that come up, but after a while, then we'll go through the whole day to be like, I finished everything. I'm done. Oh, I just get so excited when I feel that. When I can look back and I'm like, I actually followed the schedule. I actually completed everything I wanted to complete. And it's just, oh, it's amazing. Okay, well, if you have so many things that you have to finish in one day, don't you feel pretty disappointed if you don't? This is where we get to the other part I was talking about. If I don't get everything I wanted to get done, that's where I take a step back. And I don't judge myself. And I don't say that I was lazy. And I don't get mad. If I do, it's only for a bit, right? It used to be a lot more. Until I realized that it just didn't help anything. And say tomorrow, a little bit more. If you found anything interesting in this podcast, please share it to a friend. It's the only way it's going to get shared. These podcasts don't get that many views, and that's okay, because I really like sharing what I'm thinking about, and I hope that some of you guys can comment down below and tell me what kind of things you are struggling with when it comes to managing emotions. See ya.